welcome back to a new video session. Today we will continue with chapter 18. So far from this chapter I gave 3 video session. In the last video session we have covered some portion from the Mediterranean region. So these are the areas. Then we have done with location, then climate. So in our today's session we will start from climate. Okay. Climate also we have completed. Today's session we will start from natural vegetation. So we all know that natural vegetation of any region is related to the climate. How the climate is there, that is how the natural vegetation will be there. So natural vegetation and climate both are related to each other. Now so in your book there are 7 characteristics of natural vegetations are given. So before I narrate these characteristics of natural vegetation from the Mediterranean region, I want to clear one thing, that as we read in the climatic feature of climate in the Mediterranean region, that the amount of rainfall is low to moderate. Okay, heavy rainfall we don't get there. The range of rainfall in the Mediterranean region is 35 to 75 centimeters. So that is why the natural vegetations are, most of them are drought resistant. So let us see what are the characteristics we can get from the Mediterranean region. Okay, so the first characteristics is saying that the strong contrast from hot, dry to cool, wet is witnessed in the vegetation, which consists of trees, shrubs and grasses, or popularly known as marquise vegetation. So as a vegetation in the Mediterranean region, we basically see there like shrubs, then grasses, trees. These are the things. So we don't see any dense kind of vegetation in the Mediterranean region. Okay, so this is the first characteristics, and these trees we can name them as xerophyte. Okay, has adapted itself for long roots, waxy leaves and thick spongy bark. As I said that the rainfall is very scanty or very moderate. That is why these trees try to keep water in itself. That is why the situation, they adapted the climatic condition. That is why they have long roots, then they have waxy leaves, after that they have thicky spongy barks. Okay, and they are evergreen plants. The vine is very long roots, lemon, orange, laurel with thick leafy leaves, and olive with small waxy leaves help survive to drought conditions. And some main trees, name of the main trees that we get there, these are the cork, then oak, then olive, lavender, rosemary. These are the trees we get in the Mediterranean region. So that is all about the natural vegetation. I hope this is clear. Now we are moving toward the human adaptation. Okay, suppose what are the cultivated crops there are, and how people adapt themselves in this region. These are the things you can get from the human adaptation. So let us see. The Mediterranean region is also referred as the orchid of the world. So this is important. What is the orchid of the world? Then we have to answer that the Mediterranean region. Okay, so you may mark it. Next thing, that the land is with 1% of the world, densely populated, and are practiced with intensive agriculture. Viticulture is by the tradition of Mediterranean region, with involved cultivation and growing of grapes to be processed into wine. So viticulture is also an important practice from the Mediterranean region. And what is viticulture? This is the cultivation of grapes that is processed into wine. Okay, and cultivation is also involves growing cereals as well as rearing of few sheep, goats. So people not only engaged with agricultural, with only growing crops, they are also engaged with the rearing of few sheep, cattle, goats. These are the things. Crop growing in this region are possible due to the mild, wet winter rainfall. The main crops grown are orange, lemon, palms, maize, sweet potato. So these are the vegetables. Alfalfa is a kind of grass. So these are the crops are produced in the Mediterranean region, and from Mediterranean region it is important for us to know that this is the orchard of world, and viticulture is also famous. Now what is viticulture? That is need to prepare. Then what are the crops we get from the Mediterranean region? So that is all about the human adaptation. Okay. Next we will see temperate grassland, that is in short we can call it as a temperate continental region or prairie. Now temperate grassland, these are located in the interior part of the continent, and the latitudes of these grassland are 40 to 55 degree latitude. Okay, and the temperate grassland which we will get in the northern hemisphere as well as in the southern hemisphere. Now the extension of this temperate grassland is vast, whereas in the northern hemisphere its extension is not that vast in compared to the northern hemisphere. In northern hemisphere we will get these grassland, this temperate grassland in the Europe, in Asia, in Australia. So these are the continents there you will get the temperate grassland. If you follow the map you can see that. Okay. Next important thing from this grassland is that we will get temperate grassland just immediately to the south of the Toiga region, and desert lies in the south of the temperate grassland. So that is all about the location part from the temperate grassland. Now we will see area. So in other regions, so far we have done 3 to 4 regions, and in every regions we have seen that continent wise it has these regions has. Okay, so if I talk about area according to the continent, so that this same temperate grassland you will get in different type of continent, and different continent has different name, but temperate grassland is same but they have different name. Suppose I am talking about North America. So in North America the temperate grassland is named as prairies. Then suppose the South America. The South America, this grassland is named as pampas. In South Africa is named as veld, and in Australia it names as down. So these names according to continent and their location, these are the things you need to prepare. Next we will see climate. So as I said that the temperate grassland is situated at the interior of the continent. So extreme kind of climatic features we will see. So what is extreme kind of climate? So extreme type of climate means that the temperature in the summer season is high, whereas the temperature in winter is very low. So that is what we called as extreme condition. Okay, so let us see what are the climatic features we may find in the temperate grasslands. So first point, it is saying that the continental climate with short and warm summer, long winter. Rainfall is moderate to variable. Extreme temperature are greater in northern hemisphere than the southern hemisphere. The hottest month temperature from 15 to 25 degrees Celsius. Diurnal range of temperature is more due to the rapid heating and cooling of land due to clear skies, and the coldest month temperature is less than 0 degrees Celsius. The rainfall is 20 to 25 Celsius. Sorry, annual range of temperature 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, and rainfall is 25 centimeter to 60 centimeter. So that is convectional origin. Okay, rainfall are of convectional origin. So that is all about the climatic feature from the temperate grassland. Now we are moving forward to the natural vegetation. So in the natural vegetation, most important thing that I need to clear that most of the grassland we can find in the temperate grassland area. Okay, and big trees or suppose dense forest cover we won't get in this region. So let us see. So in your book you will get 4 characteristics. Let us see them. What are the characteristics? So due to the scanty rainfall, long period of drought and cold winter, it is a treeless area. Okay, so this area is treeless, and various species of grasses are found as they are able to withstand with low rainfall and seasonal variation. So the region doesn't have that much vegetation cover, and as the rainfall is scanty, trees adapted themselves with that condition, with that scanty rainfall condition. Okay, and short trees like willows, alder, then poplar may be seen along the water courses, and in drier region we get shrubs, thorny plants are found. Okay, then we in this temperate grassland region we get short trees, and where the region is dry we get their shrubs and thorny plants. So that is all about the natural vegetation and human adaptation. Human adaptation in the temperate grassland. So this region is sparsely populated and is not attractive region for agriculture, and there is a short growing season and moderate rainfall. Okay, so the next paragraph is saying that the extensive agriculture has become widespread in more humid section of the grassland, and these developed followed a series of scientific and technical advances during the last few decades. So this region basically is not appropriate for agricultural activity, but last few decades we have seen changes. There is using of scientific technique and technology. By that the cultivation is started now there in a widespread, in a wide range. Okay, and these regions, these temperate regions, are also providing us bulk of wheats. Okay, so there is export of wheat. Now in North America, though like all temperate region has wheat as the main crop, but other crops also we can get from the region as oats, then cotton, then corn, then also grown there. And in the same way you will get other kind of crops like wheat, then sugar beet, barley, potato, also grown in the steppe of Europe and also Asia. So that is all about the human adaptation from this Mediterranean region. I hope these two regions which we just discussed is clear. So for now, for today's session, we are doing till the temperate grassland region. After that, maybe there are 3 to 4 regions are left that will be covered in the upcoming video session. Thank you.